Friends, today the topic of discussion is sonnet. This is edutainment YouTube channel. Firstly, the definition and origin of sonnet. Sonnet is sporting rhyming lined poem of single emotion or single theme or single subject. It was originated from the word sonetto, and sonetto means little sound or little song or small lyric. At the beginning, it was for musical composition and it has its folk origin. It was originated from Sicily in Italy. Beginning. It is said to be created by Giacomo Lentini. For the first time, Francisco Petrarch has given the officially shape of the sonnet, and he is called the father of sonnet. It was written in iambic pentameter, that means 5 foot is equal to 10 syllables in each line. Major types and their inventor. There are 6 major types of sonnet in English literature. First one is Italian or Petrarchan sonnet, invented by Francisco Petrarch. Second one is English or Elizabethan or Shakespearean sonnet, popularized by William Shakespeare. It was not invented by William Shakespeare. Spenserian sonnet, it was invented by Edmund Spenser. Fourth, Miltonic sonnet, it was invented by John Milton. Terza it was invented by Alighieri Dante, the writer of Divina Commedia. Lastly, curtail sonnet. It was propounded by Gerard Manley Hopkins. It has 10 lines plus half line is equal to 10 plus half line. Petrarchan sonnet or Italian sonnet. Petrarchan sonnets were written, or Petrarch wrote sonnet for his beloved Laura. It has octave, that means first 8 lines. After first 8 lines there comes volta, indicated by comma, full stop, semicolon, colon. And volta means turn of emotion, change of tone. After that comes sestet, that means last 6 lines. Form of Petrarchan sonnet. First octave. Octave means 8 lines. The rhyming scheme A B B A, A B B A. After that comes volta, and after volta comes sestet, and the rhyming scheme is CDE CDE or CD CD CD, because sestet is flexible. It has variations. And iambic means 2 syllable in a foot and 2 syllables in a foot. First syllable is unstressed and last syllable is stressed in a foot. And pentameter means 10 syllable in a line. Now difference between octave and sestet. Octave introduces problem, sestet resolve the problem. Octave introduces the conflict, sestet gives the solution. Octave introduces the idea, sestet enhances the idea. Octave introduces the question or desire. The sestet is the summing up of the question or desire. Octave is written in figurative language and sestet is written in direct language. Example of Petrarchan sonnet. Pause the video and read it. Sonnet in England. How it came in England. It was the time of Italian Renaissance. Many English scholars went to Italy and learned from there. As for example, Thomas Wyatt went to Italy and learned the Petrarchan sonnet, Petrarchan form of sonnet. He came back in England and first introduced the Petrarchan sonnet in England, and he is called the first English sonneteer. After that, Earl of Surrey. He was 14 years younger than Thomas Wyatt. He was a student of and friend of Thomas Wyatt. He introduced another type of sonnet which we know now as Shakespearean sonnet. He was the inventor of this. Shakespeare popularized it later, and their sonnets, sonnet of Thomas Wyatt and Earl of Surrey, are published in a miscellany along with other poems. Tottel's miscellany was edited by Richard Tottel in 1557 in London, and it is called the first printed anthology of English poem. Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespeare actually wrote totally 154 sonnets, and these sonnets are published by Thomas Thorpe in 1609. Thorpe obtained the manuscript from one Mr. W.H. William Herbert, the third Earl of Pembroke, from him. From W.H. Thorpe collected the manuscript of Shakespearean sonnet and published. Shakespeare's sonnets are categorized in three groups. First, sonnet number from 1 to 126. These sonnets are addressed to a young man, a young friend, a young patron, and his name is controversial. It may be W.H. William Herbert or H.W. Henry Ruthlessly. Second group, sonnet number from 126 to 152. These sonnets are addressed to a dark lady, and she is perhaps not sure, Mary Featon. And third group, sonnet number 153, 154. Two sonnets are there in this group. Here we get the celebration of love. Here we get the description of the power of Cupid. Who is Cupid? The god of love. Form of Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet has 3 quatrains and 1 concluding couplet. First quatrain, 4 lines, rhyme scheme A B A B. Second quatrain, second 4 lines, rhyme scheme C D C D. Third quatrain, third 4 lines, rhyme scheme E F E F. After this total 12 lines, there comes the volta. After 12 lines. And after that volta, there comes the concluding couplet, the last 2 lines. Rhyme scheme G G. And this pattern was not invented by Shakespeare. It was popularized by Shakespeare. Actually, this pattern was invented by Earl of Surrey. This is the example of Shakespearean sonnet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Pause the video and read it. Next comes Spenserian sonnet. It was invented by Edmund Spenser in Elizabethan England. It has 14 lines. Structure: first quatrain, 4 lines, rhyme scheme A B A B. Second quatrain, rhyming scheme B C B C. Third quatrain, rhyme scheme C D C D. Notice here, there is the interlocked rhyme scheme because last rhyme is repeated in the beginning of the second quatrain. The last of the first quatrain is the beginning of the second quatrain. This is the rhyme scheme. Next, C is repeated here. The rhyme scheme is repeating here. This is the interlocked system invented by Edmund Spenser. And lastly comes concluding couplet, last 2 lines. Rhyme scheme EE. Spenser introduced in his poem interlocked rhyme. It is a actually variation of English sonnet. Here is the example of Spenserian sonnet. One day I wrote her name upon the strand. Sonnet number 75. Thank you very much.